Good evening, everyone. The topic of my presentation is traumatic cataract, clinical profile, clinical profile and prognostic indicators of clinical profile and prognostic indicators of visual outcome in a tertiary care hospital. There are no conflicts of interest or financial disclosures. Trauma is one of the major causes of visual impairment and ocular morbidity, especially in children. Blunt and penetrating trauma have devastating consequences, particularly for the anterior segment. It requires early, meticulous, and multi-stage procedures. Both closed globe and open globe injuries may have traumatic cataracts. Open globe injury should be repaired primarily, followed by cataract surgery. Traumatic cataract surgeries can not only be surgically challenging but also have a guarded visual result. With the presenting visual acuity being a crucial prognostic indicator, other factors deciding the final visual outcome include the mode of injury, the zone of corneoscleral tear, involvement of the visual axis, and a myriad of other factors that this study aims to identify. So the aim is to determine the demographic and clinical profile and visual outcomes in patients with traumatic cataract presenting to a hospital. It is a retrospective study done at AIIMS Patna. Patients with traumatic cataract presenting to the lens cleaning department of ophthalmology of all the age groups were included. Consecutive recorded data from the lens cleaning files was taken, and a total of 43, by mistake it's written, 43 eyes with traumatic cataracts were analyzed. For qualitative parameters, chi-square test or Fisher exact test was performed.
You have written 40.
I've written 40, sir, but it's 43. It's here, sir. So all the patients who were registered in the clinic were taken, the clinical data was extracted, and the data was tabulated in Excel sheets, and appropriate statistical tests were applied. So the primary outcome was to identify the proportion of traumatic cataracts with the final visual outcome as moderate to severe visual impairment. And among secondary outcomes, we had the description of the age distribution, the gender distribution, the proportion of various modes of injury, and the various associated ocular findings, and qualitative description of the spectrum of complications. So the clinical profile that there'll be multiple pie charts that I'll be going through, and under these headings: age and gender, the mechanism of injury, the type of injury, the presenting vision, corneal involvement, scleral involvement, the lenticular involvement with anterior lens capsular breach, among others. So this is just a collage of the pictures of the traumatic cataracts that I presented. So as we can see in the first pie chart, the maximum number of patients were pediatric with age between 0 to 10 years, 33% were those, and followed by 28% with the age group of 10 to 20. There was a male preponderance with a ratio of 3:1. The type of injury was roughly equal for us. Open globe and closed globe were almost similar, and the mechanism of injury is tabulated here, with the maximum being because of a ball or a wooden stick, and there were various other among those. Corneal involvement was seen in 54% cases involving the visual axis, and 45% cases away from the visual axis. Anterior lens capsule integrity was breached mostly in open globe cases, which was 85%, and in closed globe it was 15%. Lens subluxation and posterior segment complications are tabulated here. Subluxated lens was seen in 8 cases in closed globe injury, and in a single case in open globe. Posterior segment complications that we came across was a single case with retinal detachment, 3 cases with vitreous hemorrhage, and 1 case with intraocular foreign body. Coming to the surgical aspects, most of the patients had undergone phacoaspiration with a PCIOL implantation, followed by secondary IOL, and there were 2 cases who underwent scleral fixated IOL. CTR was used in most of the closed globe injury cases, 8 cases of closed globe injury and 1 case of open globe injury. This is the visual outcome. So almost all the patients of closed globe injury had moderate to severe visual impairment, and we could reduce that to 23% at the 3rd month follow-up. This is a similar thing for open globe, 100% previously preoperatively, and half of them could retain a better vision. So age distribution showed a predilection to children, 61% cases were there, with a male preponderance. Open globe and closed globe had roughly equal distribution, and the mode of injury was maximum for ball, with a ball and a wooden stick. Of all the open globe injuries, corneal involvement was seen in 54% cases. ALC rupture was seen in 50% cases in open globe and 9% cases in closed globe. Prognostic indicators were presenting visual acuity, presence of corneal scar, age, duration between initial trauma and cataract surgery, the posterior segment complications, One case had uncontrolled IOP that required trabeculectomy later. Lens subluxation was more common in closed globe injury, and posterior segment complications were also noted. So the limitations include, it's a single center study, there were certain patients who were lost to follow-up, and there was paucity of documentation in certain other cases. Trauma is an important cause of visual impairment, and meticulous preoperative and intraoperative examination can help in providing a good visual outcome. These are my references. Thank you.
Were the patients of cataract managed in the primary setting only or secondary?
Secondary, ma'am. Minimal intervention was done only when ALC breach was there, and if the lens matter was touching the endothelium, only then we did a cataract surgery at the time
Immediately.
of restoration. Yeah, we deferred otherwise.
Okay.
What is the most important examination before performing traumatic cataract surgery?
Status of the posterior capsule should be assessed.
Most important examination before doing medico-legally important.
Posterior segment evaluation, doing a B scan, performing a ultrasound B scan. And if there is a certain pathology, we can perform the surgeries under a guarded prognosis and counsel the patient accordingly.
If you don't do posterior segment examination, B scan, and later on you find,
There's a macular scar or
then
okay.
how will you explain it to the patient?
So these surgeries should usually be performed under a guarded visual prognosis, since trauma, as we all know, can affect all the, from anterior to posterior, can have multiple complications. So all of those aspects should be discussed with the patients, and there is certain amount of improvement that can happen following cataract surgery, and accordingly we should counsel.
How can you suspect retinal detachment before surgery without B scan?
So the tone of the globe, hypotony is associated with RD, so that
PR.
PR most important.
No, one case you have shown that it didn't improve. One case is there where the PL is there before and after.
Yes, sir. That one case, actually, that patient had a macular scar at that time. There was that was associated with intraocular foreign body. He had a metallic foreign body, and it had, in that case, we had done lens aspiration along with corneal perforation, because all the lens matter was in the AC and was touching the endothelium. So 3-4 days later, when we did a B scan, we could see a metallic foreign body. He was giving history as well. So we went ahead with VR surgery, and IUFB was taken out. There was a lot of scarring at the macula. It was sitting right at the macula in that case.